Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. The city of Anaheim is looking into tweaking the way they get things done. They're going to change some things about the city charter, and the voters get to decide. With us now is City Councilwoman Gail Eastman to talk about what they're looking at changing. Thank you very much for being here. So there's going to be 2 times where they come up for a vote in June and November. What are some of the things that the voters are going to be deciding?
Well, we just had a group that met on charter review, spent 7 months determining all the things that might need to be changed or we might want to consider changing. So they've put together 4 items that were recommended to us as a council on Tuesday for putting on the June ballot.
Okay, well, tell us what those are.
The first one is a combination of kind of clean up things to make sure that our charter is in compliance with California law, because a lot of things have been changed since the last review. The second was to change the mayor's term from 4 years to 2 years. That would be in line with what happens in every other city in the county that directly elects their mayor. And we voted to put that on the ballot. Then the third thing they recommended that we decided not to put on the ballot was eliminating term limits for the mayor and the council. We didn't feel with all the other things coming up that now was maybe the best time to do that. So then the fourth thing was to eliminate the ban on fireworks sale in our city, which has been in place since the last charter review. There's been a new wave of thinking there, things are a lot different, so that's going on.
Okay, so all of these are big things. And in addition to that, you're looking at district voting, where the voters would decide candidates based on where they live, and even increasing the number of city council members. Right.
Well, those are the 2 things that we discussed thoroughly, and we decided to put on the ballot. Number 1 would be the districting, and that was actually as a result of rather protracted negotiations over a lawsuit that was filed against the city, claiming that we are in violation of the California Voter Rights Act. We don't believe that's the case necessarily, but we were able to settle this suit so that we could put it on the November ballot and let the voters decide.
What happens, the ACLU and the city were at odds about this in a lawsuit. What happens if the city votes for district elections?
Well, then there's a whole process that will be followed then. We'll be looking for the first choice would be to have a panel of 3 retired judges that live in the city compose the district. Or choose the districts.
And if it doesn't pass, does it go back to the way it was, or what happens then?
If it doesn't pass, it will remain the way it is. We would continue to elect all the council members at large, and that would be the will of the people, and that's the way we feel as a council it should be, is that the voters should get a chance to decide.
How about expanding the number of city council members? Why do that? Why look into that?
Well, one of the reasons that's put out for that has been that we are the smallest, probably in the nation, or the only of the large cities, I misspoke myself there, of cities our size in the country, and definitely in the state of California, we're the 10th largest city, and we're the only one of those cities, I believe, that doesn't have at least 7 members on their council, and some have 9 and more. So we have almost 350,000 people. So that's, it would be maybe the time is right, and we need to find out what our voters feel.
Well, you're taking a lot of decisions to the people, to the voters in a lot of different areas, so people can study up on this, and when November and June come around, they'll be ready for that. Thank you so much, Gail Eastman, for being here today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you were there too. I'm Leslie Leyton.